And that was the whole reason I reached out to you too. Sometimes I just want to go nuts. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's what we're
That's
here for. We say what we want, and it's just off the hip, you know. And I'm just gonna let
It
it
goes
fly, see
quick.
where it goes. Yeah,
With somebody like me on that never shuts the hell up, it goes fast.
that's
love that.
Justin.
I
That's
love that
Justin.
Honest question. Do you ever forget or not forget, I'm sorry. Do you ever regret getting tattoos?
all the time, especially these. But there's so many dumb ones that I wake up and have to go get because I feel guilty that I called my dude in the middle of the night and he's like 11 in the morning. So many. The TLC one, literally,
Put your
I
mic
went and
closer
got
to
it
your mouth.
and I wrecked my car on the way home.
Okay.
Like I got that in the sunshine and yo, I hate it. Like, but they're stuck now.
Yeah,
They're
no, I get it.
stuck.
I got
But
I
I
got one when I was like 13. I don't remember how. I think I was down in Texas on a trip with my sister, with my ex brother-in-law. If any of that makes sense, sometimes it doesn't when I think of it.
no, I get
Kind
it.
of. All right, all right. So that guy, right? And they were doing tattoos in the garage. I'm like, I'll get one. And my sister's like, "Dang, mom's gonna kill me." I'm like, "Well, I'll try to hide it." But it was my last name, so it was fine. And then get this, I'm 16 or 17. Uh, my ex brother-in-law's brother, Bumper, shout out Bumper if you're still out there. Okay, I don't know if you remember the Ghetto Gospel Tupac song.
Fuck yeah, like the
God.
back of my hand, dude.
Okay, I can't remember the album it was on, but he had a cross. It was after he passed, right? I looked at the album, I'm like, huh, I'd like to get that tattooed. Just out of my mind, gonzoed, right? So we walk over to Bumpers, and I'm hammered. He's hammered, and he tats me up, right? I'm like, all right, this is gonna be dope. This is gonna be
Oh.
dope, right? He's like, yeah, yeah, man, this is sick. I'm like, cool. He's like, you're bleeding a lot. I'm like, yeah, I'm hammered. He goes, stop bleeding, stop moving. I'm like, all right, all right, all right. It looks good though, right? He's like, yeah, it looks great. I'm like, all right, dog, peace. Wake up the next morning, I'm all saran wrapped. I'm like, oh, that ain't good. So it turns out I wanted to have a sun behind it, right? So now it just looked like a cross on fire, is what it looked like. It's how it turned out. Never really got her fixed. Later in life, different dude, different homeboy, right? He's a good artist, draws a lot. He's like, hey man, I'm trying to get my tattoo on. I'm like, all right, cool, man. Yeah, I'll be a test subject, right? So we have him look up the Roman numerals for my daughter's birthday, right? So we have him just kind of sketch it across here, sketching by ink on my skin, and then some clouds and this and that. So I have no idea if that Roman numeral is correct, if it is my daughter's birthday or not. So I'm pretty much a test subject, is what I am, right? I'm a test subject. Is what I've been every tattoo. And
All right. One of my first ones actually, I actually had mid for Midwest that I got covered up, but then I got it's rogue, but I got a 4-leaf clover. I'm scared to death of needles.
you
See,
know,
and I don't even have
and,
any.
and then, and that's the thing. Like when you go to get jobs, like I always want a sleeve. Like that's what I've always wanted, right? But a professional one this time, right? But then it's tough. It really is because they're looking at you. Like in today's world, they are.
Oh
If
yeah, for
they're looking
sure.
at your Facebook, they're looking at you.
And they're
I got
judging
them
you
on my
too.
I got them on my I got a smiley face. I got my family's brand. I got all my knuckles done behind my ears, not my face. And it's like, I look like I'm from prison. And I never
And
went to
that
prison a day in my life.
and that's what sucks, man. It sucks because people are judgmental. They'll say they're not, but they are. They
Yep.
are. Everybody is.
Oh
Everybody
yeah.
is. I am. You are. You are. I mean, we in some way, in some shape or form, some more than others. And that's what
Yes,
sucks. That's what sucks. We all have an opinion.
Oh yeah.
I
But it's the
humbly
people that can
like,
look past that, and get to know you
Right.
as a person that matters.
Right.
Because
Right.
first appearance is everything. So
to
Yep.
me though, being down on your luck, like, has made me like more humble to like not trying to judge other people because I understand what it's like to look not perfect to other people. So when I see people that are struggling or going through something, I'm like, don't judge them. You have
Oh,
no idea the battle that they are dealing with. And I
yeah.
mean, it's because of my own is why I'm like that now.
Yeah,
For sure.
no, dude, my boss and I had a conversation today. I had a rough go of it this week. You know, the daughter was sick and this and that, and it was just a rough go. And I told her, I'm like, you know, my biggest thing is I just don't want to fail you guys. And she's like, you got to take it day by day. You of all people should know. She's like, the sobriety and the journey that you had to go on to get there, and then just acknowledging that that's a whole different person than what you are now. She's like, that's a battle. She's like, this work stuff, you know, take it day by day, day by day. That's all you can do. And you know
Nice.
what? Like, it never a relapse either. That's the crazy thing. That's
Oh,
the
yes.
crazy thing. But you know, the worst thing that I ever detoxed from was the methadone that they put me on to get me off of opioids. I have a journal that I'm afraid to go look at. I looked at it when things got tough one time, right? I called Lance. I love my boy,
Yo,
right? I
shout out to
called him.
that kid. I
That
like
is
him.
that is my dude. Saved my life, straight up. Him and my kids. Where was it? Oh, the journal. Like, I kept a journal when I was coming off of it because the best part about that methadone clinic was the counseling, right? And now knowing what I know, like, that was the best part. I hated it at the time. I hated it. But when I was coming out, like, when I was like, all right, I'm leaving. I love you guys. He's like, it's gonna be tough. He's like, I hope I don't see you again. You know, that was awesome. And by the way, he was blind. Crazy, right? Crazy. I think that's what helped me actually open up, knowing that he wasn't like looking at me, right? Because I was a hard wall to break, dude. I was in those counseling
Jeez.
sessions. I went a year without really saying anything. Anyways, I kept a journal, and I know in that journal like what I said, but like going back looking at it, like my handwriting was everything was crap. Like, in the last page of it, I was like, my biggest fear is that my kids remember seeing me like this. Boom. That was the last thing I wrote. Dude, it was a trip. I hated that. I hated that. I hated that place when I was coming off that place. I love it now. I love it now, but I hated that place, man. I despised it. I was like, look what you did to me. It hurt. It hurt, dude. Detoxing from it, it physically hurt. Everything. I
Dude,
wanted it.
fuck
I
yeah.
wanted to rip my skin off my bones. I'm not kidding. I'm not
See,
kidding. I never. That's what kept me sober to this day. I knowing I could never do that again. You know, the thing about weed is I met some of the most incredible people, like, through that back in the day. You
oh,
know,
for sure.
like some of my best friends to this day. It's crazy. It's crazy, and and like what it can do. I like for pain and like people like my mom, right, who have lupus and brain tumors, like that I can see, like for sure, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of giving them painkillers and that, like, you know, but instead they give you pills for pills to come off of pills to come off of this. Like, like I have you guys seen Dope Sick on Hulu?
I have not, but I've heard about it.
Uh, I watched a little bit of
Dude,
it and I had to quit.
incredible, incredible. And looking back on it, my kids are fighting. Mom's up there. We're okay. We're okay. Last thing before I dip, that show, like, it was the first episode, like, it was hard for me to get into, but like I binged it. What the drug companies have done, and like the lives that it's taken, you know, and they have made billions and billions and billions off of people's addiction.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, and I hate every second of it. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
you see it every day. Every day you see it.
Because they don't
I
want to
want to
make
throw
cures. They want to make customers, you know?
I
Yep.
but I want to throw this in here. How I met Matt is because when I decided 4 years ago, granted I was like messaged Matt randomly and I didn't know this dude and was like, "How did you do it?" And then he was like, "Why are you messaging me like this?" And I'm like, "Look, dude, you did it. I need your help." And then like we ended up talking on the phone right before I went to detox and he's like, "Look, dude, life can be better. And that's literally how I met you.
Yeah. Yeah,
You just
dude. It was like at first it's like inspiring, you know what I mean? Like before I really told this story, like on this Stop Overdose Nebraska page, like sat down and really told it, like publicly, like it's kind of hard. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot, you know? And it's crazy because like people like Lance, you know, people you would never expect. That's who really pushed me over the edge. When he looked me dead in the eye and was like, I can't be around you. I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, keeping in mind, I was picking him up from work release. So like I was like, my best friend looked me dead in the eye. Was like, I cannot be around you if you're gonna be like that and have those on you. Like that hit. That
Yeah,
hit.
kind of a
And
wake
knowing
up
that
call.
he helped me, you have to help people. You have to be honest and you have to help people, you know, because there's not a lot of people that will or can, you know. So anytime you can, give some advice. There's some of the craziest people that would blow your guys' mind that have reached out at one point or another and was just like, hey, this is what I'm going through. And you got to be able to talk to people, man. Tell your story. Always, always.
For
Don't edit
sure.
that out either. Leave that in. Leave that in.
Hell
This
yeah.
was dope. I,
Yeah, we'll have to
I,
do
I
it
had a
again for
blast.
sure.
I had a blast venting. Sometimes you got to let it all out.
Dude,
Sometimes
that's
you
what
just got
this
to bring
show's
it
all
all out.
about.
I loved it.
You just come in, say what's on your mind, and
All right,
other than
man.
that,
Appreciate
all
you,
right,
fellas.
yo,
hell
we
yeah,
got
man.
Frick, we got Rogue, we got Dr. Green. Thank you for your time.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you, boys.
Peace out,
Be
man.
good.
You too.
Later.
Later.